All right, I'm jumping right in. I don't want to waste any time. Time with these beautiful humans that are going to read your animals is too valuable to waste. So I'm Julie Burke. I'm happy that you all are here. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm the founder of NicaLove, which is an animal welfare organization here in the US, but we work in Nicaragua. I'm pretty sure I know most of you. If I don't, just a quick little blurb about NicaLove. We're an animal welfare organization. We collaborate with nonprofits in Nicaragua, and we rescue, rehabilitate. We host spay neuter wellness clinics. We work around animal education, and we are in the process of building an animal shelter, which currently has, I think, 110 animals on the property at the moment, and we have capacity for 300. Let's see, today your tickets are helping us specifically with the cats. We have about 50 cats that need to move onto the property, I would say, in the next 2 months. And so all of your ticket sales, raffles, all that stuff is going to support this project specifically. Let's see. Karen, do you want me to step into you or go into the raffle tickets and that stuff? Sorry.
Sure, go for it. Go.
All right.
Yep.
Raffle tickets and all that first?
Sure.
Okay, so raffle tickets will be for sale until about 7:30, I think we said, Karen.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the very end of the event, we'll put you guys all in this little wheel of names, and we'll do a live, and you guys will see who wins the 30-minute readings. There's 5 30-minute readings available. They're $100 value. So if you have purchased raffle tickets, you're in the running for winning a one-on-one with one of these amazing communicators. Let's see, and the after party, we can still, if you want to join the after party, if you're in the middle of the event, you're like, oh, I want to go get a little more information or meet the readers, you can jump in on that. That's $10. And I'm going to introduce these beautiful humans now. Karen, Meredith, Jody, and I have been doing, I know this is our 4th event. Is that right, girls? Our 4th event. Julie and I, we've done 2, I think, together now. They're amazing. They still wow me. They've helped me at the shelter with some tricky cases. They've done readings on my animals. One of my children had a reading that was phenomenal, and they raise funds to help animal welfare organizations like myself. And I'm going to let Karen now do a quick little introduction of what the Animal Communication Collective is, and then we'll jump in.
Wonderful. Thank you, Julie. And thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. It's a nice, intimate event, so hopefully a lot of you will get a chance to have a reading experience. But so I am one of the founders of the ACC and a director of the ACC. And what we do, the Animal Communication Collective, is a group of amazing friends and peers. We're all professionally certified animal communicators. We all went to the same school together. And we all came together to put together this organization. It's 100% volunteer. We do everything completely for free for our animal welfare organization partners. And our goal is to help raise funds, help raise awareness, and also help to give animals a voice. And so together we've come to create these events and to help out our dear partners and friends like Julie. So Julie, you already reminded everybody of the raffles, which is awesome.
And to be recorded, which was important. Everyone knows you're being recorded.
Okay, so then let's introduce the team.
Yep, that'd be great.
So again, my name is Karen Dendy-Smith. I am one of the founders and directors of the Animal Communication Collective. I'm here in Boston, Massachusetts. And my background beyond animal communications, I'm a recovering advertising person and marketing person. After 28 years leaving my company to do this work instead. I also have a background in Chinese energy medicine and Qigong. I teach and instruct people in Qigong. I've been doing that for 23 years now. And doing energy work with people and animals. And so animal communication, soul level animal communication, is one of the newer things that I've I've added to my repertoire in 2018, and I also am a soul level intuitive coach, which means connecting for humans with their spirit guides to help them understand kind of more about their path in their life in this journey. So it's nice to meet you all. And Jody, why don't you go next?
Hi, everybody. My name is Jody Crotty. I live right here in Lee, New Hampshire, right here in New Hampshire. I started this journey as a veterinary technician. So I worked in the veterinary field for about 10 years, and then I became a pet loss professional to where I helped families grieve the loss of their furry children. Then I became, as Karen mentioned, a soul level animal communicator, and it has been an amazing ride with these animals guiding us all of the way. So thank you so much for being here. And we're going to move on to Meredith.
Hi, everyone. I'm Meredith Dees Tollison. I am also a soul level animal communicator, a soul level intuitive coach. We all train together and now teach together within the school where we met each other. Karen came up with this idea. I stepped up and said, hey, I'm going to help you. And so we've been doing these events for what, ladies? Almost 2 years now. Almost 3 years. Oh my gosh, time goes so fast. It is a joy and a pleasure for me. I am a small business owner, an entrepreneur. I do animal Reiki, animal training, all sorts of things in this realm. And this is my passion. This is my love. And I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you, Julie Burke, for inviting us back to join you tonight. It's always been such a joy to work with your organization, and we're just thrilled to be here. Julie Hirt.
Hi, I'm Julie Hirt. Like everybody said, I've trained with everybody. I too am a recovering advertising executive. I've been doing this work full time for 3 years now, something like that. I am a soul level animal communicator. I'm also a soul level intuitive coach. And my very first animal communication collective event was for NicaLove. So I'm really excited to be back and do this again because it was just so much fun. And I love NicaLove. So yeah.
Thank you. And these 4 amazing women have helped us raise close to 5,000, I would say, more or less. So it's been there. I mean, it's been amazing, an amazing gift to have. I also just want to say hello. I have some board members here. Hello, Mary Jo. Hello, Joan. Hello, Alyssa. They're my team. They're amazing.
And
I think we're ready to jump in. Do you want to?
So
Julie, we have one more member of our team who is first time to NicaLove, but multiple times to Animal Communication Collective. Krista Oberkirch. Now I know that. Krista, give a quick hello to everyone, and then we will get rolling.
Cool. Hi, everyone. I'm Krista. I'm in Vermont, and I also was trained by the same school. And for animal communication, I also do soul level intuitive coaching. And I actually own a dog grooming salon in Vermont that I work. I've been open about 5 years, and that's what I do for my full-time gig. So happy to be here. I'm just doing tech tonight. Perhaps maybe another time I'll be on this event as a reader. So have fun, guys.
Thank you, Krista.
Okay, so just to give everybody a super quick background, but some people don't know how we do what we do. So animal communication in general, like how does it work? The basis of it that I can give you in a Reader's Digest version is this. Animals, as you may have noticed, have a way of communicating with each other interspecies wise. Even if cat, dog, deer, dog, horse, bear, they all have a way of communicating with each other that has nothing to do with verbal words like we do. They send sounds, they send emotion to each other, they send pictures to each other, they sense each other. So all those extrasensory perceptive senses that we kind of have forgotten about, they use. That's how they communicate. It's why sometimes they'll just sit there and stare at you. And you think, why is my dog staring at me? It's because he's trying to send you a message. He's trying to send you a feeling or get you to pay attention to him. And so that is an example of how they communicate. So what we have learned to do, we all have this muscle. I always equate it to sit-ups. Everybody has stomach muscles. We all can do 10 sit-ups. whether we want to learn to do 100 sit-ups is whether we want to practice or if we have the passion for that. So every single person here has the capacity to communicate with animals. It's whether you're interested in doing what we did, which is to practice it and to pay attention to what you already know. With that said, the way we do it is we kind of lighten our energy up and we quiet our minds, we lighten up our energy. So it is a lighter frequency and vibration. And that's where the animal telepathy kind of lives. And so we allow ourselves to receive as opposed to pushing the way that humans do when they try to talk to and at each other. With animals, it's more of an offering and a receiving. And so that's the approach we're using tonight when we connect with your animals, because they have free will and they can say no. Luckily, we haven't had that experience yet because we are so respectful to them, which is another thing that we learn, is how to be very respectful to asking them to join us in a conversation. So we will be talking to your animals alive and in spirit, depending on what you prefer. And so, Julie, why don't you explain what we're looking for tonight?
So when we call on you, and what we're actually going to do is we're going to choose intuitively from this whole audience as to who wants it or who will receive the reading. And it's either your animals are starting to come through to us or there's something going on and we're drawn to you. So when we call on you, we'll ask you if you're up for it. If you are, these are the things that we need to know. We need to know the name of your animal, the species, so dog, cat, llama, bearded dragon, whatever you may have, the gender of the animal, as well as whether or not the animal is alive currently or in spirit. And then if you can also give us the question that you want us to ask your animal up front, that would be great. And that's what we're looking for.
Great. All right, so we are really ready to roll now. And so Jody and I are going to be your first team to read your animals. So we intuitively select from the audience, and I have, yes, so if you want to be selected, keep your camera on. If you don't want to be selected, just shut your camera off. I've been really drawn most of the time since we started to Rini Zeph. Rini, hi. Would you like to have a reading with your animal this evening? Yes? Wonderful. Well, we would love to do that for you. Okay. So Rini, I'm going to unmute you for a second so we can talk to you, okay? Wonderful. How are you?
I'm fine.
That's wonderful. Okay, so what we're looking for from you is the name of your animal.
So I have two dogs,
Okay,
Layla and Ruby.
Which one would you like us to connect with?
I think Layla.
Layla.
Yes.
And she's obviously female and obviously alive. Yeah.
Yes.
And what would your question be for her? What are you hoping to find out?
I think she's 14 and she talks to me a lot at night and I'm not sure what she's trying to tell me.
Okay. Okay. So you're wondering what she's trying to tell you at night.
Yeah. And hopefully she's not in pain.
Okay. So really, when you want us to know, what do we need to know about her talking to you at night and how she's feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So just give us a minute. Jody and I are going to get connected to Layla, and then we will share with you what we're getting. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and jump right in.
Go right ahead.
I'm getting a little emotional because she's showing me the image of Grace Kelly. And so anytime that I see a celebrity, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. So there's this overwhelming sense of Grace Kelly, the grace, the beauty, the dignity, the amazing awesomeness of Layla is kind of coming through. And just to be in her presence gets me a little emotional. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're gonna make me cry.
She has such an elegant energy to her. The way she presented herself to me when I connected with her, and I said, "Is it okay if we connect?" And she said, "But of course." And she has this elegance and grace about her that she also said to me, I'm having and have had a very good life. And she's showing me, making me feel kind of the richness of her life that she's had so far with you. Like her whole life has been very happy with you. And she's so appreciative of the relationship that you have with her. She's telling me how much you really care about how she's feeling. And she's showing me that sometimes you just you stare at her and kind of have this like big open heart that she actually feels when you're kind of holding space for her and just looking at her with all the love that you have. Does that make sense?
Mhm. Yeah. A lot.
Yeah.
And she's talking about the connection. It's more of, she's showing me the waves of, as Karen mentioned, the looking at each other, the waves of love and connection and calmness that kind of overrides me, if that makes any sense, like a gentle wave. So there's this huge flow of warm, gentle wave, and it all is that soul level connection that you have with her. The grace, the beauty, the calmness, again, those words that I keep using, it's just in awe. When you look at her and when she looks at you, there's just this awe. There's no words that can describe. So I get a lot of physical sensations. I'm feeling warm, just the overwhelming sense of awe. That's the only way she keeps telling me, is the awness of being in your presence, having you sit beside her, having her sit beside you, and just the unspoken connection. Does that make sense?
Yeah. She uses eye contact a lot.
Yeah. And so I started to say to her, so what is it that we need to know about your talking at night, or how are you feeling? Mom wants to know how you're feeling and you're talking at night. And she does bring me a little bit to her. So she said, I'm good. She's the way that she's bringing me to it is like, I'm checking on things at night. I'm checking to make sure that we're still connected. There's a little bit of, when she wakes up in the middle of the night, of reconnecting to you and making sure you're there. And she makes me kind of feel like when she is first awake at night, maybe she's a little bit disoriented for where she might be. And so just calling out like that, she was like, okay, bringing me back from my dreams back into my body and my 3D, and doing like a double check with you. She also shows me that sometimes in the middle of the night, she's a little stiff in her lower back. Like when she first is kind of moving around at night. I don't know if you've noticed this. She feels like she's kind of like trying to like loosen up her lower back as well.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, she definitely has arthritis in her lower back and has a like infiltrating lipoma going on in her hip.
Okay. Yeah. So I can feel that in my lower, like around the sacrum area in my own hips. So they kind of reverberate how they feel onto us when we ask that kind of question. Yeah. Jody, what are you picking up?
She keeps saying over and over again, I'm dotting the I's and I'm crossing the T's. And I said, can you clarify that for me? And she showed me a checklist of the things that she's checking on at nighttime. I want to make sure mom is okay. And she's dotting the I's, crossing the T's, making sure everything is where it needs to be and the connection is still there. And I'm actually getting a little tingling in my toes that's kind of radiating on both sides, like up the back of my legs, into my buttocks. As Karen was saying, there's a little bit of tingling. not stiff, but just kind of tingling. And so now, and I said, can you explain? And then she showed me I don't know, the veins that are kind of, that are kind of extending out from like my buttocks and then kind of going down. And they're firing in weird places. I know that doesn't make any sense, but that's what she's showing me. There's like the connection between the toes, the buttocks, and the hips is just kind of firing in weird connections. Almost like if you were to have your arm fall asleep. Sometimes when you feel like your arm is kind of starting to wake back up again, that's what I'm feeling kind of in my toes, the back of my legs, up through my buttocks, and kind of the lower back, like Karen said. I don't feel any pain. It just kind of feels like misfiring is what she's describing. And to go back to the checklist, she's very well organized in my head to where it's alphabetized. She'll say living room, and then she's got, checking over here. It's alphabetized on one side, there's a check mark, and she goes in order every single night. So she's dotting her I's and crossing her T's. She's very intuitive in the sense of your energy, and making sure that everything is checked off. Does that make sense?
Yeah. She's like,
so throughout your day, she's okay. I'm making sure that she's doing this. Yep. She's taking care of herself. And that's what she keeps showing me.
okay.
And if you did want to do anything to help her, if you're not already doing it, a little massage and chiropractic work around the hips might be really helpful if you're not already doing it. And she's showing me like around the S2, like the sacrum spot, the spine, like around S2. It's a little bit, maybe it got a little bit locked up with the arthritis. So even just seeing if somebody can just adjust her a little bit in that lower hip extremity might open up and relieve some of the tingling. It's like sciatica kind of going down the legs a little bit, just to give her a little breather from that.
Okay. Would you recommend like a holistic veterinarian for that or something? Or?
Yeah, a holistic vet, someone who knows how to do acupuncture and chiropractic. Where, depending on where you're located, we can actually email you some information later.
I'm in Stratham.
Where are you?
I'm in Stratham.
Oh, so Holistic Veterinary Clinic is up there. So we can email you some information.
Okay. Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I
Thank you
just
so
want to
much.
thank sweet Layla. She's such a beautiful soul. So just thank her.
Thank you.
She kind of did one of these to say goodbye. She went, like she's letting us go.
I got
You're released now.
The crowd.
I believe it.
The crowd and blow like the princess wave.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I got. Very funny. Thank you so much for sharing her with us.
Thank you.
She's amazing. Amazing.
She is. Thanks.
So thank you. So we're going to move on, and it's interesting because as if you're all familiar with Zoom, sometimes the images change, but this particular person has remained in the middle of my screen the whole time and I cannot get them. They have not moved. So John?
Been watching
Hi.
John too.
Were you drawn to John, Mayor?
Yep.
Yeah. Hi, John. How are you?
I'm good, but I'm gonna let my wife Chantel.
No, it's John.
Well, my name is up there, but you go ahead, Sean.
So Chantel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, thank you. Would it be possible is there any way we could have you come a little closer?
Yeah, I feel like I'm squinting. I've got my glasses on. I've got my glasses off. You look so elegant back there sitting in front of the bay window.
I know, like, because John and I were together.
And John's like, I'm out of here. It's all about
He like just headed out.
I'm sorry?
John just headed out, but he seems to be back now.
There you go. A little chat.
Yes, so anyway, we just lost a dog. Rosie.
Is that what you called the Rosie?
Yeah, we called her Rosie. Yeah.
Rosie? Okay. And you guys you're okay, Chantel, with us communicating with Rosie?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. And you said Rosie was a dog
She was
and female?
female. Yeah, her name was Rosignol.
And you
Rosignol,
said that,
Rosignol.
The ski company, yes.
The ski company. Got you. Okay. Sorry, Jody, go ahead.
and you had mentioned that she crossed over.
She did, what, a month ago, maybe 8 weeks ago. Yep.
What is your question that you would like Meredith
think-
and I to?
Yeah, it was kind of hard because she was sick for a long time. We kind of held on to her. So I think we feel a bit guilty about that.
Okay. Okay. So the question that you would like to ask is,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Is she okay? Okay. Mayor, how are you feeling
So
about
Jody,
the question?
yeah, that's feeling to me like, what does Rosie need us to know
About her passing?
about her passing, about the decisions we made around her passing?
Correct.
Does that sound right?
Okay. So just give us a moment and Meredith and I are gonna connect. And she's funny because she's like, oh, just call me Rossi. Just call me Rossi. Because she's like, just call me Rossi. It's not like a big deal. But
Right.
just give us a moment and Mary, you can jump in whenever.
Okay, so I will jump right in, Jody. So the just call me Rossi is she didn't feel very hung up on appearance, names, prestige, anything. She was just kind of who she was. But at the same time, she is showing me, the opening of Happy Days. You said the ski company. I'm not really familiar with Rosignol, but it sounded elegant to me at first, like the Three Musketeers. But now I see her at the top of a ski pyramid, doing all the tricks and all of the things, like waving from the top. Do you know what I'm talking about? And at the beginning of the show, Happy Days, does anyone recognize that? Or is that just me? I get random things like that. So I'm getting a little bit showy, but in the sense of fun and not in the sense of, I care what you call me. I care what I look like. I care what level of honor or prestige I have. I'm just out here bringing joy and having a good time. Does that make any sense to you in terms of her personality?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. What you got, Joe?
So when I connect in with Rossi, I see a dog silhouette that's kind of coming straight for me like a human. And so she's very proud of who she is, very casual, but oh, please. Almost like a girlfriend that you could call upon anytime, that she would be there with you all of the time. There was no fluff about her. She knew who she was. She knew what she wanted, and she was okay with that. She was very casual about, hey, come on, let's go. You want to go over here? Let's go over here. Yeah, come on, let's go. Very encouraging, but very fun. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
So I've got teenage preteen girls, and this is the visual that I'm seeing, in like the junior high school bathroom where everyone's trying out the makeup for the first time and putting on mascara for the first time. And she's like, what are you doing? That's so stupid. Like, why are you even bothering? This is what I look like. I'm not trying to get all glammed up and looking like everyone else. And then it flashes to, there's a meme I saw recently of like this chubby little girl going, the beach is going to get whatever body I give it. And I see her rocking a swimsuit, not caring that she's a little like coming over the top of it and everything's not quite tucked in where it should be. She's like, this is who, I mean, this is me. What else do you want from me? She feels very carefree and very, God bless her, unconcerned about judgment or criticism or anything that anyone else might feel from her.
Interesting. All right.
It's interesting that you got a bathroom because I got a very similar bathroom scene, but I've got this beautiful woman who's looking back at the mirror and she's putting on her lipstick, but she's putting the lipstick way above like this. Doesn't matter that she's getting her lips or not. Again, there's this self-confidence that I'm going to wear my lipstick however I want to wear my lipstick. I don't care if it's on my lips or around my mouth. It's how I like this color. And she was very much independent in that sense, to where she knew what she wanted. But then she was also very giving of what people would say and be like, you know what, I like this. And so when I asked her the question about the decisions, she didn't want a lot of fluff, is what she keeps saying. I'm sorry. Did you say something?
No.
Oh, okay. She didn't, she was not all about the fluff and the prestige and all of that. It was like, yep, this was my time. I was ready. There was no hold barred. I was ready to go. And she was also talking about the actual transition itself. When she kind of transitioned to the other side, she felt warmth. She felt comforted. She felt all of these amazing things, and kind of almost like a red carpet. They knew that she was coming, she says. She keeps repeating that. They knew that she was coming. So she was like, hey, hi. And she's waving to all of these paparazzi with the flashes going on and all of these things kind of going on. But she knew where she was going. She was greeted by as she's calling it, the paparazzi. And she's saying, you don't need all of this paparazzi. It's just me. It's just me, Rossi. Hey, how's it going? Very down to earth. But when she transitioned to the other side, it was kind of like the red carpet. They knew that she was coming, and she was greeted by, and she keeps using the word paparazzi. She was greeted by the paparazzi. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I had a very distinct picture image come in, and then while Jody was talking, it just flew out, which in this work means to me, okay, that's not the thing that we need to talk about here. And the thing that I see immediately after that, as Jody's saying paparazzi, is, I mentioned this like ski pyramid, and you know what I'm talking about, where everybody's like standing on each other's shoulders and the people on the bottom are on water skis, and she's literally jumping. She is the very top, and she's literally jumping and doing a Russian split, like a big cheerleader move. And she's like, my last shining moment. Aha, here I am. And it's like I see flash bulbs. I see flash bulbs going off, but they're the old timey flash bulbs where you had the things that you bought and you could use it 4 times and then you had to throw it away. But this like, boom, my last moment. And this moment is frozen in time. Here it is. Here's the thing. And this is what I want you to remember about me. Mm-hmm. Not all of the training it took for me to climb from the bottom of the pyramid to the top of the pyramid, but this moment, boom, Russian splits on the top. And that's what you need to remember, and not worry about the things that came before. She's almost telling me, I don't even want to talk about all those things because I made it clear when my moment was my moment. So let's not worry about the rest.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did that answer your question?
It did. Thank you.
Good. Well, thank you so much for sharing Rossi with us. And what an amazing, amazing soul. She's super, and she keeps saying, I'm just me. She's a very fun, very energetic soul. So thank you so much for sharing her with us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, y'all. Thank you very much. I love it. She's so no nonsense,
She's cool.
but she
She's
really does
so
kind of
cool.
like that snapshot moment. She really does kind of like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. So I'm going to thank Rosie for connecting with us, and I'm going to disconnect from her. And we're going to move on to the next lucky somebody. Julie here. You ready to do this with me?
I am.
All right. Well, I am completely 100% since the moment we logged on drawn to, is it Jorge?
Yes, it's Jorge.
Jorge. So I said it right. Awesome.
Yeah,
Are you open to having a reading in front of all of these beautiful souls this evening?
absolutely.
Okay. Well, can you tell us who is your animal, Name, gender, species, and what is the question you would like to ask?
Okay, the name is Brandy, Brandy. She was a female and dog. She passed away already. And my question will be, was I the best owner that I could with you? Like, did I make you happy?
So that's a very common question. And one that we feel so strongly about, and the animals give us great answers to it. If you don't mind, Jorge, Julie, let's rephrase that a little bit. What would Brandy like for you to know about your time together? Julie, what you got there?
Yeah, I think that if that works for Jorge, I think that would be great because I feel like she's got a lot to say.
Okay. I get so many songs. I get songs and weird movie and cartoon references and stuff, but the first thing I hear is, Brandy, you're a fine girl. You remember that song? What a good wife you would be. But I hear life instead of wife. So I hear, Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good life. And ... So what a good life we had together. She's jumping right in with that question there for me. I'm going to go back in and see what else she wants to tell me about that while Julie tells you her initial.
And that's so funny when you said I got a song, immediately I got Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me. And that's what she's singing to you as well. So, but I'll give me a second and I'll get more on her personality.
Jorge, it feels like relatively recently, but not super close that she passed. Can you tell how long ago she passed?
2 years ago.
2 years, 3?
Two.
Okay. So it feels close enough to me that it's still very raw and very present, but not, last week, last month, anything like that. But I see her flitting around like Tinkerbell, like boom, 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 boom. And I feel like you've seen signs of her, but that you haven't completely trusted them. You're like, oh, I'm crazy. Oh, I can't tell anybody about that. I know that was her, but we're not gonna talk about it, right? But she's making herself very present to you. Don't you forget about me. What you got, Julie?
She appears to me, I actually see her, and this is the thing, most animals when they come to me are more symbolic, so I won't see the dog as they actually were physically. So this is how she shows herself to me, a very pretty black dog, and she's got this strand of white pearls around her neck, and here's what I hear her say, even though I wasn't a purebred, I was very pretty and she's very much about the special decoration of the pearls around her neck. And I hear her say, and I was very, very special. And I hear her say, my personality was very special. I was very unique, but I made him feel very special. Does that make sense to you, Jorge?
Absolutely. I'm so sorry. I'm just so emotional about this.
Totally understand. It's all good.
Absolutely. And like Julie, when they show themselves to me, it's almost always symbolic and not actually the way they physically appeared in body. It's funny, she got the black dog with the white pearls. I'm getting a white dog with like mustache and beard, like a little, what is that, a Shih Tzu or something? But she's showing me her rhinestones, her diamonds around her neck. But she's also showing me that she loved to drink water and then come up and kiss you with like dripping wet off of her face. And that, how sometimes white dogs will get that little brown around their mouths, that I don't know. I guess it's just something that they do. And you're like, oh, I need to have her groomed. She's like, no, my mustache is beautiful. But that she wants to kiss you very much with this furriness around her mouth. But she is also showing me a beautiful necklace. This just happens to be diamonds instead of pearls. She's showing me she's very pretty. She's showing me that she loves to kiss on the lips. And even when it was not the most appealing. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. I mean, the part of the necklace, it makes totally sense. I mean, she was partially black, and like I can't even show you a picture right now so you can see the actual color, if that's okay.
Show it, yeah, send it to us after and let us see. But she had a fancy collar, it sounds like.
Yeah.
She was very proud of that. Like she felt like that made her feel special, and that's something that you did for her to show her how beautiful she was, because sometimes she didn't realize how beautiful she was. She didn't trust that in her own self. Does that feels like something she wants to tell you. You are more beautiful than you believe that you are.
And she's she's a lot about this word special, because she keeps saying it between Meredith and me. She keeps saying it back and forth. But then she's even singing, there's a song by Rick James that I think it's called Super Freak, but it starts off with, she's a very special girl, but she's singing, I'm a very special girl. And I hear her say that how special you made her feel all the time. And I hear her say, you continue to do that and you continue to honor her. And she really, she feels humbled by it, but she's also very proud of it. And she hopes you continue to honor her as you go forward, and she is very much around you. But she misses she misses how you used to interact with her physically, like how you used to pet her and how you used to play with her. She misses the physicality, but she's actually very excited that you're still together and that you're actually speaking with her right now, because she just feels so special. I hope that makes sense for her.
Absolutely. I all the time I used to tell her how special she was, especially she was a one-eye dog. She lost one of her eyes, so I used to tell her like all the mornings, like, you're so beautiful, you're the most special dog that I ever had. And this is just amazing.
So it's funny that you should say that. In the very last thing I got as Julie was talking was, how I was talking about her wanting to kiss you with all of her like slobber and drool and water and everything. She was like, I want to love you in spite of my imperfections, in spite of what someone else might not find appealing. I know that you do and you love me. So I love I love a little bit of confirmation there on that. Mm-hmm. Do you feel that answers your question, Jorge?
Total, absolutely.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing her with us.
She's indeed very special.
She's precious. Oh my gosh. And I should have said this before we started, but this is your last chance to buy tickets. If you want to come to the after party, if you want to buy a raffle ticket, please do that now. After this next reading, we'll be closing that down. Sorry, Jorge, I didn't mean to jump right into that. I just realized that I forgot part of my task. Awesome. Thank you for sharing her with us. I love her, and I can feel her. I can feel her dribbling down here in this one like wonky tooth, like just raking against my face as she's kissing me.
I just feel her going like, oh yes, I am so special. She's kind of taking it all in.
Thank you so much. That was pleasant. Oh, I love that. Mm-hmm. All right, Julie. All right,
Karen. All right. So raffle tickets are closed now, or they get a couple more minutes? They're closed now.
No, one more while we're reading. People have until the end of our reading, I think. Okay. And then
because I forgot to do that before we started.
Got it. Okay, I put it on the wrong thing. Okay, so all right. So Karen and I now, Karen, I don't know about you, but I've been really drawn to Kathleen Reardon this whole time. Kathleen, are you open to having a reading tonight?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. What's the name of your animal?
So Winston, and he's a dog. What else do you need to, oh, my question is.
Oh, alive? Is he alive?
He's alive. Okay. He is alive. And I want to know how he's feeling and if the therapy we're working on now is helping him.
Okay. All right.
Good with that, Karen. How are you feeling about the therapy?
How are you feeling in general, and is the therapy helping?
Okay.
Yeah.
That sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Kathleen. Just give us a second to connect with. I want to just say handsome Winston. I don't know why, but all of a sudden I'm like, handsome Winston. I have to connect with him. Like, whew, yeah, I think he's handsome.
So. I know, as soon as you said it, I see him very dapper. I see him with the top hat and a cane and tails. I guess to some degree, like dressed as Winston. He's not dressed as Winston Churchill, but how like English proper is how I see him. Even with spats on. I don't know if you know what spats are. Those were the white things that go over shoes. I had to wear them in marching band, but I even see him with spats, and I feel a very properness to him. Like things have to be kind of as they need, like things need to be in place. Does any of that make sense to you, Kathleen?
Yeah, we call him Sir Winston.
Okay, so okay, I saw him coming out of an English mansion. Like he literally came to greet me as if he were inviting me into like an English mansion, kind of like Downton Abbey style. And I was like, oh, that's why I was saying, oh, he's so handsome and elegant and not formal necessarily, but he has kind of an air about him. The way that he entered to say hello to us was like, hello, I'm here, that kind of thing. Okay, Winston, what else do you want us to know about?
Yeah, I mean, I was asking a little bit more about this proper. Like, what do you mean by proper? He likes to have his food at a certain time. He likes to have certain types of food. And he's very particular. He's got a favorite kind of toy, and there's just very specific things that Winston likes to do. Very. Does that make sense to you, Kathleen?
He just said to me, it's, you know what's so funny, Julie? He said to me, I like when my blanket is a little bit warmed. So I don't know what that means to you, but he's like, yes, I like it when it's a little bit warmed. Like he's almost like a butler was delivering stuff to him. He's very he loves the service. It's so funny. He loves being served in a way. So he likes when you're taking care of him and a little bit doting on him. He actually really enjoys the attention, being served.
Yeah, and I heard him say, I like being the center of attention. I was asking him what else he really likes to do. And he shows me being outside and just kind of hanging out outside. Watching birds in particular is what I'm hearing him say. Does that make sense?
Totally. He loves being outside.
All right, so let's ask him the question, Julie. Let's see if he can share with us a little bit about how he's feeling and how he feels the therapy, what we need to know about the therapy that you're giving him. So as soon as I asked him that, I felt him share with me that it's about helping his muscles or something, about his movement. And it literally, I'm not sure if it's exactly what you're doing, but it came through as if he, like water therapy, where you're moving the muscles in it without a lot of stress or pressure on him, but helping stimulate his muscles. And I can actually feel kind of something happening in my back legs and in my groin, like the muscles in my groin area, when he starts to tell me about show me what he feels it's helping. Does that make sense to you, Kathleen? Okay.
Yeah, I felt something kind of in my right leg, in my thigh, but also my lower back. And when I was asking him how he was feeling, I suddenly felt a little tired, just a little tired, and more like my energy was just a little lower. And does that make sense to you, Kathleen?
Yeah.
Okay. And I do feel I feel more feeling in my upper body than I do in my lower body. Like I feel more energized from like the middle of my belly up than I do from kind of my hips down.
Yeah, I feel like I can take a really good deep breath too. And even in getting some color in my cheeks right now is how I'm feeling all of a sudden.
How is this therapy helping you, Winston?
When I ask him how he's feeling about the therapy, I actually really like it. And the what I'm getting in the back of the lower back actually begins to activate a bit, meaning that I can feel what am I going to say? It's like the discomfort or the signal that I got kind of alleviates a little bit, but it kind of still lights up for me in a good way, is how it feels to me. And Karen, what are you getting?
And he also, well, he's going through the actual process of the therapy with me, and he's telling me that whoever it is that's administering it, he likes that person.
That's good.
That he it feels like a feminine energy, like a female-ish energy. Does that make sense to you? And he says he likes the attention and he likes the person who is administering the therapy as well, so that you know that.
That's good.
What else, buddy? I feel like there's an electrical stim. I don't know if that's what you're actually doing or if there's something about that, but there's something like I'm feeling like a little bit of a zzz, zzz, zzz in also in my back and in my low back and in my kind of like the sides of my legs that go down from my bum area, like on that. There's something about having a little bit of an electrical stim happening too. That actually helps my, it's just so bizarre. He's making me feel like it helps my colon in some weird way. Like it opens up the space in my colon a little bit to help with that. Whether you know it or not, there's something about it like that's helping my butt as well, somehow. Just have to tell you, because we have to share what they tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's come back. He's like out here now too. So
Okay. Julie, is
I
there
hear
anything
him
else?
say, I really enjoy it, and I'm hoping it's not stopping soon is what I'm hearing him say. Let's say more about it.
Is there anything else you want to share with Mom Winston? He says she tries so hard. She works so hard. You, Mom, tries so hard for him. And he wants to acknowledge that because he feels he says she's holding her breath a little bit too much around this, like trying to make sure it's all gonna be okay. And he's like, you're holding your breath too much, Mom. I know you're doing your best and I love you. That's kind of what I'm hearing him say.
Yeah, and I have a whole sense of gratitude just wash over me when, as Karen was saying that, then I felt that gratitude towards you as well.
Yeah, so he wants you to just take a breath with him. Just breathe, because he knows you're doing your best, and he knows how much you love him, and he wants you to know how much he really loves you, and he's very appreciative. You can't make a mistake because you're doing the best that you can because you love me.
He wants to know if you'll come watch the birds with him.
Yeah.
And then relax with him and hang out with him. He'd like it if you came outside and watched the birds with him.
And also gave him a hamburger. He just said that. He just said, and bring a hamburger.
Does that answer your question, Kathleen?
yeah, it does.
Do you want to share a little bit do you mind sharing just what the therapy actually is that you're doing?
Yeah, so he's got arthritis, and he had an incident where it was like a spinal kind of thing, and so he's like lost some of his mobility in his leg, and it was very scary. And so we've been doing it's massage therapy, it's cold laser, so the stimulation, I think that's what it is, and he's starting to like walk a little bit better, but it's been very intense because I've literally had to like hold him up, and we were really concerned about him. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I think he's enjoying it and he's really appreciative of it. So
absolutely,
that's really wonderful. And we love his elegant personality. He's such a gentleman.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing him with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So I think we're going to go on. So Meredith, are you ready to do the next reading with me?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And are we confirming that additional purchases are closed now?
Yeah.
Julie? Yeah. Okay.
I just took in, I think I have 3 new raffle tickets, an after party, no, 6 raffle tickets and an after party. So I'm going to close now. Is there anyone else that's in the middle of processing it, or can I turn it down? Can I turn it off? Everyone's all set.
Yeah.
All right. Carry on, ladies. Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Are you having any strong drawing to anyone, Meredith, or how
A
are you
little
feeling
bit,
today?
but I
All
trust
right.
you. Go ahead.
No, you do it.
Let me make sure they're still on screen. Pam Shrum.
I was going to pick Pam, so I'm like, did you pick Pam?
You guys are too funny. I love your energy. I just want to say that. And to the former advertising people, that's my world right now. I'm sort of out of it, but still in it. So I've
They
got
didn't say former, they said recovering.
Oh, thank you. Recovering. Yes, that's what made me laugh, because I get it. I do.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, we'll have to talk another time about that.
Yes, sorry. So I've got a Wallace and Gromit, but if Gromit allows, he is alive with me still. He is a male dog. And my question to him, I would love to understand his reaction towards rain and storms and what I can do or how he likes to be comforted.
Okay. Comfort around rain and storms. Okay. All right, Gromit. So let's just take a second and get connected to Gromit. And then we'll ask him your question. Okay. All right. I have to say, Winston came in as like Mr. Handsome. This one's coming in as like sexy Gromit. I don't know why, but as soon as I connected him, I was like, I'm sexy. That's what he said to me.
I tell him how beautiful and handsome he is as often as I can.
Okay.
But at the same time, I'm getting him like crazy wild hair, like all over the place. Like he's a handsome movie star, but you know how movie stars, you see the pictures online where they're out, they're incognito, they've got on their big glasses and you're like, oh, nobody knows it's you. No makeup, no stylist, no whatever, but I've got a little bit of wild hair and I've got a little bit of frenetic energy. Now, full disclosure, I am in Mississippi. We've had tornadoes spinning around us for the last 10 days. And I'm seeing him in the middle of like, oh my God, what's happening? Oh my God, I'm watching the weather. Oh my God, what's up? And there's a little bit of a sense of, I don't want to say overreaction, but a sense of, I have this feeling and I don't know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little frenzied. And but it's sexy movie star way, like where he's sitting at his desk with his hair in his hand, and so all this hair standing up, but there's clearly been some gel and some hairspray and a stylist on board to make it look that sexy, but there's a disheveled sense about him. Does that make any sense?
It does. His energy around it. Yeah, he just gets panting and shaky, and it doesn't quite make sense to me.
So the way that because I asked him, he's going straight to answer your question. I'm feeling all this extra pressure in my head. Now, what's interesting is I feel like what he's showing me is when I'm connecting with him around this, I have a very sensitive nervous system. And I feel like my weather radar is extra, right? So I'm feeling like static electricity even floating above my head. And I feel this pressure in my head, and I almost feel like my eyes are a little bit watery as well. So it's like he feels he's feeling the barometric pressure shift so much in his head. He's kind of like going like this to me. He's like, can we just, and I'm seeing like this old 1950s like black and white TV show where like they actually put like the fake tinfoil hat on to like protect them from the weather and the frequencies that are coming in, like he's a Martian and he's got to like protect himself from all the frequencies. So there's something to his he really does have a very sensitive nervous system to weather shifts. It's really fascinating. What are you getting, Meredith?
So I'm getting two things around that. I'm getting, many of us in this world and in this community can relate to this feeling, like being a super small child and feeling very sensitive to something and having an adult say to you, it's no big deal. You shouldn't feel so upset about whatever this thing is that's happening. I'm not saying that's you, but this is the framework around this. This really doesn't seem like a big deal to someone, anyone, everyone else, but it feels like a big deal to me. And then I'm agreeing with Karen 100%. I'm feeling pressure changes. I'm hearing sounds that are not really audible to the ear, but it's crackling. It's staticky. It's things that much more sensitive beings than ourselves can pick up on when pressures and powers and electricity are shifting and changing.
Mm.
So all of that to say, I feel like he is very, very sensitive to when those changes are coming. And I also have a behavior training background, and many of us were told back in the old days, don't coddle them, don't make them feel like. He wants to be held and comforted. Like I hear the word swaddled, like a baby. He wants to know that someone has him right there. He knows most of the time these weather situations are not truly dangerous, but logically and physiologically, these two things do not connect. He wants a weighted blanket, a swaddle, a hug, a pressure to be held close in those moments. Does that make sense to you?
Oh, absolutely. He's always been extremely sensitive. So this just, it pings, it really does.
He's actually making me feel like he's already starting to show signs of this before the storm hits in a way that we would recognize it. Like he's telling me like easily a half hour to an hour, even before you realize it, he's already going into this, I'm feeling it coming mode. Does this make sense?
Yes. And right now he's in that mode.
Yeah. So one of the things that he's asking for is, can we help quiet the mind a little bit? Can we soften the static? So it may be that you need to work with a holistic vet or a homeopathic vet or Chinese medicine vet, somebody who can help you recommend the right kind of calming herbs, CBD, even Adaptil spray, but something to get it into his system when you know there's a storm coming in a couple before it comes, so that he's already in a calmer mode, so that you can then try to distract him with positivity without him being already frenzied. Because once he's in that mode, there's no way to really kind of play him out of it or, you know, something like that. It's more like you just got to be with him while he goes through it. But if there's something about giving him something, getting him into a way calmer brain pattern mode before it starts, it might help take the edge off while it's happening, enough for you to be able to distract him a little bit. Does that make sense? Meredith, what do you think?
Yes, absolutely. And there's also a bit here about you being able to anticipate these things. You know, thankfully we have the technology now that generally we know if there's a bad weather system coming our way long before it comes our way. But he's asking you to be aware enough to recognize that this is happening and to see his subtle signs and indications of showing stress, and to be sure that you have these other things for comfort on board for him. But the main thing is you. And but I'm also hearing, of course, you can't always be present, but being aware and learning to anticipate this this bit of nervousness or anxiety from him is very important. And it's something about a connection between the two of you, that you can comfort each other through these moments. Does that make sense to you?
It does, absolutely.
Is there anything else that you want us to check in with him on regarding this topic, or did we cover? Did we get the answer for
Specific
you?
to that topic, you guys covered it very well. Thank you.
Okay. He's such
Awesome.
a sweet guy. So just checking one, make sure there's nothing else he wants to say to you before we wrap up. Okay, Grum, is there anything else you want Mom to know? He said, sometimes you're just too busy. And he's showing me like going out with you outside, and do you ride something about either walking with him or riding a bike with him or just going outside and going with him? He wants a little more. He's like, can we just go a little bit more, Mom? So there's that too, to help him actually release some energy. That would be helpful for him.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Pam, for letting us connect with him. Okay. So we have time. Shall we keep going?
Yeah, me and Jody.
Yeah.
Hey, So yeah, Julia, is there anybody that's you're really drawn to, or what are you feeling, Jewel?
Kate, if Caitlin's open for a reading, I'd be that. She's been pulling me in, so yeah. How do you feel about that, Jody? Good? Caitlin, are you good
I
with
feel
that?
good. I feel good.
Okay.
Caitlin, how are you feeling?
I am very excited to have a reading.
Thanks for joining us, Caitlin. So just to kind of recap, we just need to know the animal's name, the species, male or female, and if that animal is alive or crossed over, and your question that you would like us to ask that animal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a female dog. She's not with me anymore. Her name was Butterscotch, but I always called her Bee. She, yeah, I think that's it. And then the question I wanted to know is, it was a little bit traumatic how she went. So I just wanted to know, is she okay? Like, is she happy where she is now? And does she visit sometimes and leave messages? Because there's a few times where I thought maybe I was crazy, but I thought, I was just thinking about you and asked a question, and like sometimes like a woodpecker will land like where I'm looking, or more recently, like, well, because her name's Bee and I love bees. There was like I found a dead bee in the snow, which is odd in the winter. And then the next day, well, I asked for a sign. I saw a
Wait, don't tell us anymore. Don't tell us anymore. We'll let her tell us, okay?
Okay.
Sorry
Okay.
to interrupt. Okay.
So sorry. I went on
okay.
a little too far. Sorry about that.
Okay.
That's okay, Caitlin. Yeah, the less information that we know, the better. So then that way you're getting her perspective on things. And as you were talking, it was, I don't know if you were getting it, because I see Julie laughing because she was probably getting very like right away. So is it okay if we just jump right in? Julie, are you okay with that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. She literally came in and pushed me. She's like, what? I'm here. Like this huge bolt from the back of me, kind of almost like your girlfriend trying to get your attention. Be like, dude, did you see that? Lots of energy. And again, the girlfriend scenario thing kind of keeps coming up for me. And I don't want to jump right to the question, but the question, she's making me laugh because you know it, but you're second guessing it. Yes, absolutely. And she would prefer for me to call her Miss B, like Miss B, kind of like Missy Elliott, like Miss B, because she was the queen bee. She was all of this, all that, and a bag of chips and some soda and all of these things. All of this wrapped up into this amazing little body of a soul that kind of was all energy all of the time, and that's who she was. Oh, now she's I don't know if you remember Austin Powers. I don't know if anyone, I'm dating myself, but Austin Powers, often like the show, like, oh my God, I'm here. Does that make sense? Because she's literally like came right in, and I'm laughing because Julie's laughing too, because she probably got the same thing. Like,
well, Caitlin, does that make sense? Like,
does that make sense?
I mean, I guess so. She was kind of a funny little kid. She wasn't super energetic. Sometimes she was really lazy, but she was kind of quirky.
Okay, so then, all right, because when you said her name was Butterscotch, but you called her Bee, and I don't know if you're going to know this cultural reference because it's going to totally date me, but I immediately saw Bea Arthur. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bea Arthur had this presence, and you didn't mess with Bea Arthur, but she also was very sassy. And that's the part that when you said Bea, it was like, bam, there's Bea Arthur. And she was like cracking off some kind of subtle little joke, but being extremely sassy. And she was already answering the question too, like she did with Jody about, am I still around? And she's like, are you freaking kidding me? Of course I'm still around.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm leaving this here and I'm leaving that here. And you're like picking up all the things. And she's being extremely, confident and sassy and very big presence. She's just a big presence. Yeah. Does that make sense to you, Caitlin?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, she's very, we should ask, okay, so clearly she's around. She's even telling me that you dream about her, Caitlin, and that's one way that she really gets through to you, because you have conversations with her in your dreams, is what she's telling me.
Oh,
Yeah, FYI.
yeah, I don't remember all those, but.
To jump again, she is just like jumping right in every little like nugget that's being said about her. Miss B, Miss B, Miss B. I also got the dreaming, but it goes back to you can't believe that it's happening, and these things keep happening. And then she wants me to as soon as you write it down, because she has so much wisdom. She's calling it, quote, wisdom or knowledge, that she's sharing with you in those dreams. Writing it down. It doesn't matter if you can see what you're writing, but grabbing a pen and just writing, because she is literally like telling you all of these things about her life, her experience, your connection, this, what you can do better. And she's talking super fast. So that's why I'm talking super fast, because I'm trying to keep up with her. But grabbing a pen and a notebook and writing it down, keeping it by your bed, because as Julie said, and I'm getting the dreaming thing too, she comes in like a flash. She comes in super fast. She's saying all of these things, and it's almost like you're second guessing. Well, wait, did I just see that? Wait, did I just hear that? She's validating for you. Yes, it's me. I'm leaving all of these things around. Pay attention. This is what's happening. I've got a lot to say. So that's what she keeps kind of really hammering through me for you. If that makes sense.
And Caitlin, she's also working with the dog that's in your lap. What's your dog's name that's in your lap?
Ruby.
Ruby. So, oh yeah, she and Ruby, I hear her say, are like thick as thieves. And she's having Ruby do certain things that remind you of B, so that you remember B, but also Ruby and she are working together on different things. And there's times, she says, where Ruby's just kind of like, it looks like Ruby's just listening to something or looking at something, and that's actually her talking with B. So just they're in cahoots is what I hear B say. FYI. Does that make sense?
Well, I mean, Ruby, yeah, she does. Well, she stares at me a lot, but maybe she, I don't know. And she's like always paying attention. So
yeah, B's like, that's a notice that we're trying to get through to you. Yeah. So when that happens, Caitlin, just like take a deep breath and see what comes through. Sorry, Jody. And see if
that's exactly what I was going to say.
like what comes through, like what is it? What do you mean exactly?
Like what memory comes through from B, what you hear, what you not maybe physically hear, but what you get an image of, or that's to some degree your intuitiveness is opening up, and they're working in that way. If that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. That's B getting a little.
Caitlin, yeah, as I was saying before about writing it down, because it's, I'm going to address her as Miss B because she keeps saying that, opposed to butterscotch. So Miss B keeps talking about you need something tangible, like writing it down, whether it be the most silliest thought. Absolutely, write it down. If you wake up and you're feeling kind of weird, write it down, because this is what she's trying to get you to understand, the tangible piece of it. And I do have to agree with Julie. She is communicating with the dog that's in your lap. And it's almost like, is it Ruby? Ruby, the dog that's in your lap? It's almost like Ruby is kind of doing her own thing with you, but Miss B is coming in. And so they're kind of like, like this, talking to each other. But Ruby is like, no, I'm trying to do my own thing. No, you're going to do this. And they are thick as thieves, but it's almost like Ruby's trying to do her own thing. But Miss B is kind of like, they're talking about you, and the tangible. She keeps using the word tangible. So I don't know if you like believe that you see her or believe that she's around or second guessing it, but something tangible. Okay. again, she's really pushing me with this tangible, the writing it down. If believe it, if you see it, if you hear a funny quote, look up the quote online, or if you hear a song that's playing over and over in your head again, that's how she's communicating with you. Just take that 2 minutes, like Julie said, and either Google the song lyric. What is that bringing up for you? Does it make you think of her? Does it make you miss her? Those are the things that she is trying to get you, tangible. Whether it be look up the word tangible, because she keeps saying it so loud in my ear, writing it down, because you are believing what you're seeing, but you're second guessing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. And I've been trying to kind of figure out, like, how do I say this? I don't want to take up too much time. I've been trying to like open my mind more to the spiritual side of things, because I'm a very type A person that was always a doer instead of just like a beer. And when she passed, it kind of triggered like, oh, is she still around? Are there energies around us? Blah, blah. So it kind of switched me to a different path, but so I keep talking with my therapist, who's also a shaman, about, she's like, you need something tangible, like to believe, you need to see something. So like, you need to do Reiki, you need to do something, because you don't believe it until you see it, or you feel it or something. It like unquestionable happens. So maybe that's part of it, I don't know.
Yeah.
And she just went ding, 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 ding. Like, oh my God, you just said it.
Yeah.
Like ding, 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 she got it.
Right.
Sorry, I
So,
just had to say that, Julie.
so this, I guess, is a path I need to take, is what I'm getting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And Ruby can help you too, is what she's saying. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Did that answer your question for you then, Caitlin?
Yeah, I guess she's doing well, and she's still sassy, and I'm very happy that she is happy and doing well, and that she's hanging around. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That was pretty cool. I love her. She is pretty funny. She made me laugh. All right. So Julie, do you want to thank her for coming in?
Yeah. Oh God, she's so sassy.
I know.
Yeah.
She's got so much to say.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you.
Thank you, Caitlin. That was awesome. All righty. So ladies, where are we at? Miss Karen?
So we have about 8 or 9 minutes left till the end of the show, I guess we'll call it. And I know, Julie Burke, you have some things to say. So as much as we would love to cram in more readings, I think I think we should move on to, we've got in the 6 that we wanted to get in. We were hoping to get a few extras in, but I'm not sure that we could tonight. There were some really heartfelt messages that had to get through. So Julie, I think we should bring it back to you for a raffle, don't you think?
All right. I so want to continue doing readings. I hate that everyone doesn't get a reading, because they're always so heartwarming and everyone just really receives them so well. Thank you. I think Karen, Jody, Julie, Meredith, I mean, you guys blow me away every time I've seen you. And I think we got some good reactions out of people. We wanted to do the raffle while you guys were, pull the raffle tickets while you guys are here. And I need, Karen, I need you to, if you enable me, I can just share it right here on the screen and you guys can watch. How exciting.
All right, let me just.
I will be writing your names down, and then I will do an introductory email to you and the reader. Should we just go, Karen, do you want me to, or ladies, do you want me to just pick one of you and then spin and then do it that way? Or do you want me to pick them all and then we figure that out after, or how do you want to do it?
Yeah, let's just pick the winners now, and then you can use your own intuition and line everybody up with one of us and email them.
All right. Isn't this a cool little thing? Karen showed me this. So if we click this little button, we have 5 winners tonight. Each of the 4 readers that we're reading, and Krista is also giving away a 30-minute reading. And our first winner is Maureen. Is Maureen here?
Don't think so.
Yeah, I'm here. Yay, I'm clapping.
Congratulations.
Yes, Maureen, she's Zoom user.
All right. And let's do another one. And these were all added in and like I mixed them up many times. So everyone's names were separated. Hoya is, she's Nicaraguan. She is not here. All right. So some people did get, I'm going to shuffle again just for fun. Some people did get a bunch of raffle tickets and other people bought one. So I'm hoping it mixes them all up really well. Margie, I think is still here, right? Or Margie?
Margie Wood. Yeah, she's here.
Congratulations. Congratulations. You got a reading.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Here we go for number 4. Sue is here, right? Are you still here?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Nice
Yay.
and quiet. Nice job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'm going to shuffle for good luck. See where our last one is. Oi, Caitlin. Caitlin just had her reading too. So that is our winners. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for coming, your attendance. We raised $900, which is amazing. We're raising funds right now because I have about 50 cats that are in about 10 different foster homes. Jorge knows about all these cats. Jorge is actually a volunteer in Nicaragua. He's awesome. And so he knows about all the animals down there. And we have about 50 cats that we're trying to get to the shelter land as quick as possible. So this money is going towards supplies to help us purchase more construction materials.
That's wonderful.
So the ACC has generously offered us 15% off on any of your readings that you book with the team that was here tonight through May 31st. So if anyone decides they really loved their reading or wanted to have a one-on-one, they will donate 15% to NicaLove until May 31st. I will send this out to everyone in an email as well. You guys, the ACC is amazing. They're the Animal Communication Collective.com. If you want more information, also will go out in an email. Karen, Jody, Julie, Meredith, like massive amount of love and respect for you guys. Thank you so much. Krista, awesome. Thank you so much for helping and being here. I was so happy seeing everybody's faces that I recognized. There was, for anyone that signed up for the after party, did you not get the email? We had a couple tech glitches and I'm so sorry about that, especially Gina, who I think joined recently. Pam, you had a glitch too? Yeah, there was a couple people that I ended up texting stuff to.
Okay.
I don't know Zoom very well, so I'm not sure what happened and I'm really sorry for anybody that had a delay in logging in. Anybody, Karen or anybody have anything else to say other than we'll pull you into the after party for anyone that has signed up. I think there's 6 people now.
Thank you, Kathleen, for the claps.
Yeah.
Yes, so you should have received a second email, a separate Zoom link for the after party if you signed up to come to that. Did anybody want to come or pay to come and not get the Zoom before we hang up? Pam, you did not get the email?
You did?
So I was delayed, like while you all were talking, I was like, oh yeah, I want to do this now.
Okay.
So I have the Eventbrite, but I don't have a separate Zoom.
Okay, I just put you on the list. I saw you came in and I will send that to you right now. I did send it to Karen. Karen, should I send it to her as well or just you?
Just email the Zoom link for the after party. Just email Pam directly with that. You have her email?
Great.
So just email her directly with that.
Done.
And we are going to, I just want to say thank you to everybody who came and supported NicaLove tonight. The cats, thank you. The rescue people, thank you. The volunteers, thank you. We all thank you because they are doing such amazing work, saving so many animals, giving them a forever home if they can't be adopted somewhere else, and caring for them in the community in Nicaragua. So we are so, so grateful to you all for coming tonight. And like we said, we will be donating back 15% of any readings that we get through the end of next month. And if you have any questions, you can always email us through the ACC. Our information is here, but you can go to our website if you want to reach out to any one of us and ask us any questions. And then the last thing is we will be posting this event to our YouTube, and we'll let Julie know so she can email all of you so you can go back and watch any part of it that you might have missed, especially if it was your own reading. So you can go back and just take notes and watch and think about what the messages that came through for you tonight. And we just want to thank you all for coming.